What's up, everybody? This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic, and we are jumping in. It is done with pre-release time. It is time you can actually use your packs to get into a event, and things are firing like crazy. We have opened us a pretty decent rare. It's not worth any money, but it is an ally, Hero of Gomafada. Whenever Hero of Gomafada or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you can control gain indestructible until end of turn. So that's definitely a very intriguing card to be opening. If you haven't seen all of our pre-release drafts, we did have a really strong red-white ally deck. Otherwise, I do like the white creatures in this pack. Ulamog's Reclaimer. Let me just click this. Ulamog's Reclaimer. Enters battlefield, you may put a target card. Return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard. Yeah, I feel like almost all of the best cards in this pack are going to be white, which unfortunately is going to put a few other drafters in our pool. But I think the white allies is definitely the best option there. Here we do have a chance at going after ally encampment, which would be very strong if we end up with a lot of multicolored allies. Otherwise, I feel like Valakut Predator has proven to be very, very strong. Blighted Fen is probably one of the strongest Blighted decks, or Blighted series cards. Felidar Cub is fine. Courier Griffin is decent. It's a flyer that you can get out there. I personally like red over... I mean, we could just go ahead and try staying white. I'm a big fan, though, of this Valakut Predator, so I think I'm going to take that. Alright, so... we've got a Gideon's Reproach, which is very strong, dealing 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Ghostly Sentinel is okay. It's nothing exciting, though. Sure Strike is very good in a aggressive red deck. I think we want to go with the Gideon's Reproach, though. Just being able to get that removal. Otherwise, Retreat to Kazandu. We showed in one of our landfall decks that is very strong. Let's go ahead and take the Gideon's Reproach, though. Alright, so here, I've got a few different options. I'm a big fan of Tajuru Beastmaster. It actually works in a green-white ally deck. The Oran Reef Invoker is not an ally. Unified Front would be very good if we could find a way to splash some colors. Spawning Bed is really good if you're looking to go wide by creating mana and then sacking it to make 3 Eldrazi tokens. Otherwise, Inspired Charge is fine in a white deck. I think Tajiro Beastmaster is just the best card in the pack, and so we're going to take that. Alright, so here, I feel like Silent Skimmer has proven to be pretty good in this format. Tunneling Geopede is also decent. Just anytime you get a landfall trigger, you do get to do 1 damage to your opponent. Herald of Kozilek is very strong if you end up in a blue-red Devoid deck. I think Crumble of the Dust would be great, but probably not in Limited. I think we'll just take the Tunneling Geopede and look to see where it takes us. Alright, so I think white is definitely a color I want to be in. I really think that Royal's Retribution is great. Dealing 5 damage as you choose to attacking or blocking creatures is just it can just be a blowout against your opponent. Otherwise, we don't have any red cards here. We do have a Brood Hunter Worm, which is just a 4/3 for 4. Rune Processor, which is very good if you're looking for that kind of stuff. I think Jedi Offshoot is decent, but we're looking to be a little bit more aggressive. Alright, so we've got... I'm not sure about any of these cards, really. We're not looking to be a defender style of deck, I don't believe. The Blighted Fen is good, but we're not really looking to go black. Scour from Existence is probably going to be the pick. We're not really interested in Lava Step Raider. Spell Shrivel is definitely a card that you would like to be able to do, but I don't really want to jump into a fourth color just yet. Alright, I think Fire Mantle Mage is easily the pick here. I would love it if the Shatter Skull Recruit would have been in that last pack, just to get a 4/4 ally with Menace. But the Fire Mantle Mage is a really good card in the allied deck. It gives all your creatures Menace, so it can really cause trouble for them. Alright, so I want to get the low drops. Ondu Champion, you can generally find those later. Ondu Greathorn, you can generally find those later as well. Court Castigator, just being able to attack through Eldrazi Scion tokens is important, and it's a strong early play. Here, I think I'm going to take the Ally Encampment. It's going to allow us to go ahead and try to splash for the Tijiru Beastmaster and give us a little bit more options. Otherwise, Courier Griffin is a very decent card, and Philidor Cub is fine as well. But I think the Encampment gives us a little bit more play. Here, I'd like to do the Sure Strike. It's a very strong combat trick. I like it better than the Tandem Tactics, and I'm not super interested in Ghostly Sentinel. We'd like to go a bit lower than that. Alright, so Unified Front, this is, I think, our best option. You know, we are going to be looking to go multicolored, so Unified Front being able to converge to try to pick up some extra creatures is going to be beneficial. I'm not super interested in the Kitesail Scout, but I'm going to grab it just in case we can't find playables later. And I like just grabbing the basic lands over cards that I know I'm not going to play. Just filling out a decent playable amount. Alright, so we have a pretty good rare here, and it's an ally. Not sure if I was really looking to go with a 4-color ally deck, but Noyan Dar is very strong in a blue-white deck. Chasm Guide is probably the best way to go about it. It's going to give all of our allies haste. Breaker of Armies is super strong and would be difficult for us to beat, but I think we just have to keep going with the synergy. I feel like synergies have definitely been the thing that I've learned while playing the pre-releases. If you can have a deck that is super synergistic, and I mean aggressive too. I like the aggressive decks. Yeah, we'll take a 1-drop, I think. I think Expedition Envoy is better than our Reckless Cohort. Sheer Drop, though, is definitely a decent pickup. Valakut Predator, again, is very strong. Lots of good cards in this pack for us. The Shaman is not an ally, so we need to remember that. Yeah, it's down to the Sheer Drop or the Expedition Envoy, I believe. Just getting that 1-drop that's a 2/1 is really pretty good, I would think. Otherwise, oof, that actually seems super strong for us. Just producing an ally every time that we play a land. I think I have to take the removal though. The Sheer Drop is, yeah, that was a tough call right there, not gonna lie. Alright, so this is not a beast ally. Otherwise I would love to get a Snappy Gnarlid. So Tijiru Stalwart, we could be looking to play this card. It is an ally, it's got Converge. Otherwise another Tijiru Beastmaster, but I don't think we're looking to go that way just yet. We'll definitely have to get some decent mana fixing if possible. If we see a Evolving Wilds or any of the dual lands. I think I'm going to take the Stalwart, and we'll try to do a 4-color Naya Allies deck. Alright, so Blighted Woodland would actually help with that, but it's also very difficult for us to use considering the fact that it is non-colored, and we're going to be looking to play 3 colors here. Ondu Rising showed to be pretty strong in the pre-release, I felt. Lithomancer's Focus I do think is good. It's a, just +2/+2 for 1 mana, which is very strong in an allies deck because you're wanting to play your allies before combat. Another Sure Strike. We're not looking to play these green cards. I think the Lithomancer's Focus is probably the best option. Yeah, I just want the early trick. This is an ally, but that's going to be pretty difficult for us to go with, I think. Retreat to Gazandu again is good. A reach creature would actually be pretty beneficial, I think, for us. Stone Fury. Actually, shoot, it's a giant Eldrazi. I'm gonna take this, and we'll see where we end up. But I've had it before and not been able to get the mana to do it, which it was kind of a bummer. Ooh, Chasm Guide, sweet. So we got another ally that gives haste. That's an easy pick right there. Otherwise, Lithomancer's Focus is fine. Blighted Gorge is good. Looming Spires would be decent as well. I think the Chasm Guide is easily the card we want to go with here, though. We could definitely look to possibly do Outnumber here, just as a removal card. We do right now have Gideon's Reproach, Royal's Retribution, and Sheer Drop. So we've got a decent amount of removal already for our aggro deck. Don't think we're looking to do that. This card is not an ally. And we don't need it to be an ally, but I think Outnumber is just a little bit better, and we can probably pick up one of those Ondu Champions. Alright, so I don't think we're going to be gaining much life. It is a 2-drop ally, which is great, but I just think the McKindy Patrol we might be able to take advantage of that just a little bit more, because it does have a ability on it where it gives all of our creatures vigilance, whereas this 2-drop, we can pay to get a 1/1 on it, but we don't have any ways to trigger it right now, and I don't expect there to be a lot. Alright, sweet. I'm definitely happy to see this Core Castigator come back around to me. I would actually like to pick up a few of these Reckless Cohorts in the final pack. Molten Nursery would be really good if you're in that red-blue or red-black Devoid deck. But Core Castigator, easy pick right there. And sweet. So Expedition Envoy was the card that I was really close to taking. I don't remember what we took instead of it. Oh, the Sheer Drop. So getting that 1-drop out there early, I think, is going to be pretty important for us, because we are going to look to be pretty aggressive. Vile Aggregate is good. Belligerent Whiptail is probably better in our deck. Vile Aggregate can just take over a game, though, I think. I think I'm going to take the Worm and see what happens. We could take another Worm, but I'll just take this second Scour, which I'm sure we won't play. We'll go with some more low drops. Grab a pretty mountain and a pretty plains. Alright, so far I feel like we're decent. We've got these high drops. There's a Smoldering Marsh. There's also a foil mountain in this pack. Not quite like getting it on paper, though. We do have a Inspired Charge, which would be pretty good in our deck. I might just go ahead and rare draft though. Right now, Smoldering Marsh is going for over $5. And we're not really passing anything that we're too unhappy about, I think. So I'm going to take the Smoldering Marsh. It will allow us to possibly splash for a black ally if we see a good one. I like the Fire Mantle Mage here. That card has proven to be very good in the ally deck. Otherwise, we do have Lithomancer's Focus. And not too much else that we're really, really excited to play. Eyeless Watcher is decent, but not quite what we're going for. Swirl of Growth. Target creature gets +2/+2, and you may play land from your hand onto the battlefield. That is actually a pretty strong combat trick, but green we are splashing for. We are not looking to play a lot of green. All right, so let's take another Gideon's Reproach. Just that good removal is hard to come by. Felidar Cub is decent. We might look to pick it up later. Again, the Ghostly Sentinel is out there, but it's kind of expensive for our style of deck. We must have picked up the speed. We finally had to wait a moment between picks. All right, so this is a difficult spot. I'm looking between the Reckless Cohort and the Chasm Guide. Chasm Guide is definitely better, and Drowna's Emissary is very good as well. I might have a hard time playing it though. I mean, I guess we do have our Ally Encampment and our Smoldering Marsh now, so we could definitely try to splash for this. As crazy as it might sound, I am very tempted to just take the Reckless Cohort because I want the 2-drop. That's insane, isn't it? It's very... Yeah, I want the 2-drop. I want to get more low to the ground. I don't want to have to play these Kitesail Scouts if I don't have to. Alright, so here we'll take another Core Castigator. I would love to see a Beastmaster come back around, but we're just going heavy aggressive. Alright, so Territorial Baloth is not an ally, but it is a super strong card. I think the Felidar Cub is probably the best option for us. We might not play it in the main deck, but putting it in the sideboard is going to give us a really strong sideboard card, because I don't think we're really looking to play any of these others. Grove Rumbler would be really good if we had a little bit easier way to cast it with the green. Alright, so we got some more removal. Boy, these Gideon's Reproach, they have just been coming around. And I feel like they're too good to pass up. Sweet, we got another 1-drop, 2/1. Expedition Envoy, it's an ally. I think now is the time we go ahead and pick up an Inspired Charge, because we are going to be quite creature heavy and very aggressive. I think another Lithomancer's Focus is... I don't think we need the Outnumber, honestly. Take another Lithomancer's Focus in the sideboard. Or not the sideboard, but we'll put it in the main for now. It may end up in the sideboard. Goblin Warpaint seems okay. Otherwise, another Felidar Cub. When in doubt, I like taking creatures. And then we could... You know, I don't know that we're going to end up playing this Tajiru Stalwart, because we do need the Ally Encampment in play, and as well we need, or possibly a green land. So Might just be better to play the Beastmaster, just because we don't need to hit our ally encampment or a green land until, you know, turn 6 at the earliest. We could look to maybe cut a Lithomancer's Focus or a Gideon's Reproach. I'm going to take Drana's... Oh, Chasm Guide is still there. Never mind. I was going to say I'm going to take the Drana's Emissary because we could just use it as like a free splash. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Because we did get the Smoldering Marsh. So we have Smoldering Marsh and Ally Encampment to be able to play this. It's a flyer, it's 2/2, and it's going to just do that life drain. I don't think we're looking to play the Sandstone Bridge, but we do want to get this out of our devoid opponent's hands. Molten Nursery just dealing 1 damage to us, or our creature, is going to be pretty unfortunate. We'll take the Skyline Cascade because that is worrisome to me. Alright, so we're at 26 land, or 26 creatures right now. Not creatures, but spells and creatures. Let's go ahead and see. I'm almost tempted to just play 2 Gideon's Reproach. Ally Encampment. Let me double check this one. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Spend this to cast only ally spells. Sacrifice it. Return target ally you control to its owner's hand. Alright, so lands that we want to play. The Ally Encampment, the Smoldering Marsh. I think that's it. Alright, we've got a couple Chasm Guides. We definitely want to use those. I mean, we could look to cut the Beastmaster and just run like a 17 land deck. We're not super heavy on landfall creatures. You know, we do have the Valakut Predator, but outside of that, I guess our Tunneling Geopede is another landfall creature. Other than that, these are all allies. So we did a really good job at aiming at that. I think we'll cut down to 2 Gideon's Reproach. I do like the idea of Sheer Drop, especially, you know, if you can try to do it for its Awaken cost. Unified Front, that's a questionable one since we don't have... we have the Inspired Charge, I guess, so... I mean, Unified Front just is going to be able to click on... I doubt that the Ally Encampment counts towards our Unified Front. But we could still end up looking at possibly getting 4 out of it. That would be best case scenario. I may look to cut a Lithomancer's Focus or else a Sure Strike. The Sure Strike sure seems good. Getting the first strike and the +3/+0, changing the combat math on our opponents so that we can just get in for more damage. I don't know if Drana's... I think Drana's Emissary is a decent card. You know, honestly, the Tajiro Beastmaster might be the questionable play. I don't want to have to play a green land. So we're down to 24. Still need to find 1 cut here. So we could look to have the Unified Front. You know, we're looking at best case scenario. Most often, it's only going to be 2. I think I'd rather keep in my combat tricks and my removal than at best being able to get 2 1/1s. So I think we'll go with a setup like this. Sort by color. We are heavy white. So red, we really only need one at a time. White, we need a lot of. So I think 861 is what I'll try here. Otherwise, we could just end up going 8-7, because we do have the Smoldering Marsh and the Ally Encampment to help us with our Drana's Emissary. I think I need to run 9 planes for sure. At minimum, don't I? Alright, so... yeah, I don't think I can do any more black. A little nervous to cut down to 6, I guess 7. 7 red sources if you include Smoldering Marsh, and if it's an ally creature, that counts as one as well. I just think I really need the early one, or early white. A little bit more than I need the early red. Yeah, so I'm gonna go 9, and then it's 7 red sources, 2 black sources. All right, so we'll go ahead and enter that, and I will see you in round 1. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic.